Welcome back! My name is Baller Scuba. This is Video Games Over Time. We are still in 1983. Today, we're going to talk about Elevator Action. The story of Elevator Action takes us back to Taito. We have talked about Taito before. They were responsible for Space Invaders and Kicks. We last talked about Taito in our video on Jungle Hunt. Elevator Action is an action platform game. The player plays as Secret Agent, Agent 17, codename Otto. Otto infiltrates a 30-story building from the roof. Otto's goal is to collect secret documents and work his way down to the basement. After all the secret documents are collected, Otto can get into a car that is waiting in the basement and escape the building, heading to the next level. The buildings are filled with enemy agents trying to stop Otto. Otto can fight back against the enemy agents using his wit, his skills, and his gun. Otto can also control the elevators in the building to move between floors. Should the player take too long in a single building, an alarm will sound. This will cause the enemy agents to move more quickly while the elevator moves more slowly. Elevator Action was released by Taito to Japanese arcades on May 23, 1983. Taito would also release Elevator Action to American arcades in October 1983 and European arcades in January 1984. That is the short backstory to Elevator Action. With that now told, it's time to play the game for ourselves. And here we are in the game. This is Elevator Action, as you can see with the big text on the screen. Copyright Taito, 1983. And there's old-fashioned Otto with his old-fashioned gun. Haven't seen a gun like that in a long time. Now, I should say that I am not particularly good at this game. The demo will show us some tips and tricks along the way. You can shoot the light. If the light lands on the enemy, they will die. And it turns off the lights in the whole building for a little bit. That's supposed to help you as a player because they will not be able to see you. But you can still see their shadow. You can also try to jump kick the enemies, but as the demo shows, if they shoot you while you're doing that, you're kind of screwed. Let's go ahead and drop a quarter in, see what I can do. My goal is honestly to make it out of the first building. Let's see if I can do it. All right, let's drop down to the first floor. The game kind of automatically does that for me. We'll shoot enemies as I see them. If they get in my way, I will shoot them. Give me some points that way. They're not worth a lot of points, but they are worth some points. All right, made it here. We need to go in the red doors. Come on, up. There we go. You didn't want to go in for some reason. I am screwed. Okay, got him. Now, to go downstairs, you want to hit down. Everything else is up. But, no! It was right on top of me. Okay. We need to go over on the other side here. Things did not particularly work out well for me for a bit there, but we'll be alright. Alright, down. We had to go on this side because the door is on this side. Alright, into another secret document door here. Give me my points. Okay, we got him, and we're down to floor 15. We're halfway. You would think that that would mean that I think that things are going well. I do not think that. Okay. Let's keep going. Floor number 13 has been bad luck for me in the past. I have tried to practice this game because I know that I'm bad at it, but I'm not sure that it's worked out particularly well for me. I always like waiting for the elevator. Okay. Let's go this way. Up! You didn't want to get up. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted... Oh, I can't cross that? I thought I could. Okay, I just want, like, over to the door, you know? The door. You're not making this easy for me. Come on, up. Thank you. And then across. There we go. That's what I wanted to do this whole time. And in here. Now there'll be a lot of agents waiting for me when I get out. Yeah, they're not always the brightest, these enemy agents, but they will eventually get where they need to go. I can just drop down here. Get another set of secret documents. This guy's waiting for me on the outside. No, he got me. All right, first death, floor number 10. That's pretty good. I will accept that. I don't... Okay, well, I guess I'll go this way. Come on, I want... Like, you gotta get the timing right. Like, these elevators, they have a mind of their own until you get on it. Okay. In here... You have to get all the secret documents. If you don't, they just put you back on the top of the level. Well, they put you back on the... Not the top of the level. They'll actually put you back on the floor that... the highest floor that has another set of secret documents. So if you make it all the way to the bottom and you miss something, they give you a little bit of leniency here. A little bit of stutter there. All the way down to the bottom. Okay, now we just have to wait for this. You guys aren't allowed to duck. Ducking is my strategy. Alright, we made it! And we get a bonus 1,000 points! Alright, let's head down the next building. Somehow that I dodged that. Yeah, when you're on the elevator, there's not a lot you can do. You can jump, but I don't think of jumping. I always think I need to get further down, so I'm always just kind of... I'm always just trying to hold down, so I don't think to jump. Okay. In here, and this is the best that I've ever done, so I am happy. Alright, shoot. No, he ducked! Once again, that's against the rules, and I was close to getting the high score, but I didn't quite get it. Alright, I think we're gonna do one more. See what I can do again. Can I skip this? I cannot. So, we have to go through this again. Once again, everything's kind of old-timey. I'm not sure what year this is supposed to be, but the gun that he has reminds me of, like, gangsters' guns in, like, 30s movies. It looks old. Yeah, they will jump on the elevator with you. But hopefully, we can do well here. Nope. Once again, I can't duck, and I don't think to jump. But they're going to spawn me right there. We'll get what we need out of this. And then we'll... He got crushed! Jeez, you don't see that too often, especially when the computer does it to themselves. Alright, down here. You gotta get the timing just right. No! Once again, he shot. I was on the elevator, and I didn't think to jump. It just doesn't come naturally to me to think to jump when I always just want to go down. Alright, jeez. Everything must die. And I don't like riding on top of elevators. But sometimes you just kind of have to. Yeah, now we're down to my last life on floor number 15. This is much more standard than what I'm used to. Duck! Jeez! He wouldn't do it! He wouldn't duck. Now, you can't see where the enemies are going to be coming from. What? I thought that was too high. All right, well, there's 2 runs, 1 good run, 1 normal run for me. This is not an easy game, but that is the game now played. So with the game now played, let's talk about how it holds up today. Playing the game today, I do have to say that the game is fun. It's a game that I enjoyed picking up and playing. It is a difficult game, at least for me, so I know that there is a learning curve to it when it comes to the strategies and making sure that you have everything set up the way that you want. And going down a floor is going to take some time, but I wanted to kind of get to the bottom, and I was able to do that at least once, so I am happy. In terms of how it holds up pretty well, I think. The game is still action-oriented. There's a little bit of delay, I guess you could say, on making your character do what you want them to do. And that's going to be the hardest thing for a newcomer to the game, is going to be overcoming that delay that Otto has on his movement. And it's just a little bit. It's standard for the time, but when you have an action-oriented game, that's going to pose an issue. But in terms of graphics, I think the graphics actually hold up very well. The only part that was a little weird is when Otto is actually climbing down the rope to get onto the building. It's kind of hard to make out what you're looking at while you're doing that, but everything else, the documents look like documents, the doors look like doors, the people look like people, guns look like guns, everything looks like it's supposed to. So I think the graphics actually held up very well, and once again, I think it has to do with the larger sprites on the screen that we have talked about before. It's able to create more detail. In terms of gameplay, I think the gameplay holds up pretty well. In terms of an action game, it's not as fast-paced as some of the other stuff that we have done, but there's a bit of strategy that goes along with it, so the slower pace kind of works for that. In terms of the sound, I think the sound is good. The music in particular is good. Once again, though, they don't really want to give us gunshot sounds, as they're going to give us another sound to kind of deal with that instead. But overall, the sound is good. I'm not necessarily sure that it's memorable, but at least we get little jingles for the game over. We get jingles to start. I think we even got the wedding march or funeral march to start. At least the first 4 notes of it. Probably going for the funeral. But those are going to be something that stand out in your mind when you play the game, because not all games have something like that at the time. In terms of replayability, I think replayability on this game is fairly high. It is something that if it interested you the first time, you're going to want to go back and see if you can make it through 2 buildings, 3 buildings, all that kind of stuff. That is something that will intrigue people that always want to do better in the games. Once again, I am not necessarily one of those that wants to do my best and work for hours and days and weeks to try to get to be the best, but for those of you that do kind of lean towards that, this game does have something to offer for you. In terms of recommending it to somebody that has never, played older games before, I think this is something that you can recommend for a short period of time. Like, hey, if you've got 5 minutes, check this out. And I think they will have fun with it. So it is, I think, easy to recommend this game to a modern audience. It's, obviously there's going to be better action games, better shooting games out there, but this holds up quite well for a game from 1983. And that's my modern take on the game. When the game was released, Elevator Action proved to be successful. The game would top the sales and popularity charts in both Japan and North America. The critics were also positive about the game. In particular, the critics seemed to enjoy the game's original gameplay and the game's action. As time has gone on, the game's reception has remained positive, with the game's gameplay still seen as a highlight. Elevator Action was popular enough to receive ports, sequels, and remakes. We will keep an eye on these as we continue. With another success on their hands, Taito would continue to be an influential publisher in the Japanese arcade market. We will continue to hear about Taito in the future as well. That will do it for the story of Elevator Action for now. My name is Baller Scuba. This has been Video Games Over Time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in our next video when we complete a trilogy.